Hi, Park Ridge. I hope you're having a great week. I wanted to take opportunity to simply remind you about our Next Steps class, which is coming up here on November 8th. Next Steps is an opportunity for my wife Laura and I to speak into the lives of people that may feel like they're being called to be a member officially of our church. So if you're watching this, you may already be a member of our church, or you may be considering it. If you're already a member, then you may know someone who's been attending our church or is looking for a church home. Maybe they're curious. I would encourage you to invite them to be a part of that class. Likewise, if you're watching this and you are not a member of our church, but have been attending and are interested in what it might mean to join officially and become a part of the membership of Park Ridge, the Next Steps class is coming up on November 8th. You can find out more information about that at parkridgechurch.com, and we'd love for you to register in advance to be a part of that on Sunday morning, November 8th. I wanted to read to you today from the Proverbs, a great book of wisdom that God has given us to consider the truths of Scripture and the way of life that is best according to God's plan. So today I'm going to read to you from Proverbs chapter 12. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but he who hates reproof is stupid. A good man obtains favor from the Lord, but a man of evil devices he condemns. No one is established by wickedness, but the root of the righteous will never be moved. An excellent wife is the crown of her husband, but she who brings shame is like rottenness in his bones. The thoughts of the righteous are just, the counsels of the wicked are deceitful. The words of the wicked lie in wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright delivers them. The wicked are overthrown and are no more, but the house of the righteous will stand. A man is commended according to his good sense, but one of twisted mind is despised. Better to be lowly and have a servant than to play the great man and lack bread. Whoever is righteous has regard for the life of his beast, but the mercy of the wicked is cruel. Whoever works his land will have plenty of bread, but he who follows worthless pursuits lacks sense. Whoever is wicked covets the spoil of evildoers, but the root of the righteous bears fruit. An evil man is ensnared by the transgression of his lips, but the righteous escapes from trouble. From the fruit of his mouth a man is satisfied with good, and the work of a man's hand comes back to him. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but a wise man listens to advice. The vexation of a fool is known at once, but the prudent ignores an insult. Whoever speaks the truth gives honest evidence, but a false witness utters deceit. There is one whose rash words are like sword thrust, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. Truthful lips endure forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. Deceit is in the heart of those who devise evil, but those who plan peace have joy. No ill befalls the righteous, but the wicked are filled with trouble. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who act faithfully are his delight. A prudent man conceals knowledge, but the heart of fools proclaims folly. The hand of the diligent will rule, while the slothful will be put to forced labor. Anxiety in a man's heart weighs him down, but a good word makes him glad. One who is righteous is a guide to his neighbor, but the way of the wicked leads them astray. Whoever is slothful will not roast his game, but the diligent man will get precious wealth. In the path of righteousness is life, and in its pathway there is no death. The Proverbs are great places of encouragement and promise to us. They're not guarantees. If you do that, then you get this. But they are general promises that wisdom comes from the Lord, and living in the Lord's way brings fruitfulness, it brings joy, it brings purpose, it brings hope. It brings the kind of life that only the life saturated in the things of God can acquire. If you're living in the way of God, then you're experiencing this kind of life. Doesn't mean it's without trouble, doesn't mean it's without challenge. It just means that in the midst of trouble and challenge, you recognize that you're not alone and that God has a greater plan afoot for you. If you're not living that way, then I know that there is distress, there is sorrow, there is brokenness, maybe even hopelessness. I hope that you will look to the things of God, look to his word, look into his church, look to the truth of the cross, and recognize that Jesus is the way. I hope your week continues in a wonderful fashion, and that we'll see you this weekend, either online or in person at Park Ridge. God bless.